Happy Saturday. So once again, I'm not at work. I'm home. It's Saturday. Most people are off on Saturday, but I still again want to do a video. So I'm gonna call this Kicking It with Kia. And the video I want to do today is talking about the show on WeTV called Love After Lockup. This show is probably a terrible idea, but it's a really, really good show to watch. Everybody likes a train wreck. I happen to enjoy a train wreck. I mean, I have a very busy schedule, a very busy life, a very hard life with my job, so I like to come home and watch trashy TV. And this is the bottom of the barrel of trash, of dumpsters, of a landfill, of like a garbage truck kind of trash. It's super trashy. It comes on MeTV. It comes on at Friday nights. It comes on at 9 o'clock. Most people won't watch it live because they're off doing stuff on a Friday night. Even me. I catch the replays on Saturday morning before I head to the gym. So this show, Love After Lockup, is talking about how people who have been locked up for a certain amount of time have met people through a PayPal situation, a pen pal situation, or they knew the person right before they went to jail, and now they're trying to rekindle their love or start a love. So let's go through the couples real quick. I'm not going to go through the exact episode because that doesn't really matter. Going through the couples kind of makes a little bit more sense. So the very first couple is Jana and Garrett. Garrett has been in jail for 8 years, and he's coming home. He was in there for I want to say burglary with a weapon. And she met him 4 years into his stint, and they have been talking ever since. So he is now coming home. She's a crazy person. Like, she's insane. The reason why I think she's insane is the fact that she thinks he's going to propose as soon as he gets out of jail. Now, let's mind you, this man has no job, no income, and is still trying to figure things out from when he went to jail. And you think he's going to pop the question. Then she said she wanted a solitaire diamond with a band with diamonds all around it. Girl, where is he getting this money from? He doesn't have a job. He lives with you. So where is he supposed to be coming up with his money for the solitaire diamond ring that you want? And why would you want to get married to this boy and he's only been out of jail for a week? You guys' first time being around each other. Why would you think this is just going to be like some romantic fairy tale? I mean, even in fairy tales, is there a fairy tale where the guy gets out of prison and he starts dating the princess? If that's a fairy tale, then somebody please send me the link because I need to be informed about this type of fairy tale. But watching them together is kind of cute and kind of disgusting at the same time. I mean, ugh, it's just very interesting watching these two kind of interact. And he just got out of prison, so of course he's a little extra horny and he's trying to get some from her or whatever. And that's neither here nor there. That's her business. I did think it was funny when he got in the shower with her. He gets in the shower with her to take a shower. It's their first time being home together. And he walks in there. He goes, "Is that a shower cap?" Mind you, this is not a black woman. If it was a black woman, I would kind of get it. Like, I wear wigs, I wear weaves. I would probably wear a shower cap because even though I love you and I miss you, you're not going to mess up my good hair. But she's white, so I'm not quite sure why she had a shower cap on. I mean, most white women can get their hair wet in the shower. So maybe she just didn't feel like blow drying it over again. I don't know. The last thing that they show about this couple is that he's now out and he kind of wants to live his life a tiny bit, not doing anything crazy from what I've seen. And they live in Tampa too, by the way, which is where I'm from, so I get it. Like he went to the Yard and Ale, which is in South Tampa, and he was out with a friend, and she was texting him trying to figure out where he was. She also put the Find My iPhone app on his phone, which of course, after being in prison for 8 years, he doesn't know what that is to even know it was there. So she can track where he is at all times. That's a little parole board. That's a little parole board probation for you to be doing that for your boyfriend. I mean, if you really trusted him, it really wouldn't matter where he went, you know? So he comes home. He doesn't even come home at a late hour. And she's home upset and mad and just starts nagging him about him coming home and how, oh, this is the first night I had to go to sleep by myself without you by my side. Bitch, he was in jail for 4 years, so you had to go to sleep by yourself for 4 years. So what are you talking about? You were going to sleep fine before that. It's the same thing. And he got home at 11 o'clock, not 2 o'clock in the morning, not 3 o'clock in the morning. He got home at 11. It's not that bad. She needs to chill out. This relationship's not going to last. And they end their little section with them arguing at each other, with both of them cussing at each other, him calling her a bitch and said she's acting like a bitch. That's already a bad sign. If your first argument leads you to call your girl a bitch, y'all need to break up, you know? it just needs to end right then and there. So yeah. The next couple is Ala and James. Ala was in prison, I think, for 4 years. She went in for heroin distribution, and probably using heroin, but possession of heroin. She went to jail for 4 years. She's actually a pretty girl, and she's with James, and James has a good job. He's an IT director for a company. She gets out of prison. Her parents come and pick her up. It's very Little House on the Prairie prison because her parents come get her. They're very happy to see her. She gets a cell phone, and her parents maintained her beautiful apartment while she was gone, which is great. A lot of parents wouldn't do that. But the thing with them is that his parents don't know. His whole family doesn't know that he's dating someone who's actually coming out of prison, and that's like the big thing for them, which I really think is a big deal. But I don't know if it's really worth the storyline. I mean, she came out. She has her own living space, and he really does like her. They're both attractive people. It's not like she's some disgusting prison girl with a tattoo on her neck, because that's not attractive. She just, was distributing heroin. But here's the catch. I think she used heroin. Heroin's not like alcohol. Heroin's not like marijuana. Heroin and meth are on the same level. Like, that's some hard stuff to kick. Like, yeah, you could kick it in prison because you probably couldn't get it that easily in prison. So I want to see if she actually remains drug free. I mean, heroin, that's a hard drug. That's hard living. Like, that's hard living if you're using heroin. So we'll see how that works out. But she comes out and they meet, and it's very sweet. Also kind of gross because, he hasn't seen her. So it's all about the kissing and the tonguing somebody down with cameras in the room. It's gross. It's just gross. But whatever. So I am now saving the best for last. And that would be, oh Lord goodness, that would be Andrea and Lamar. First of all, Andrea is Mormon. She's also black. I didn't know they made black Mormons. I didn't know they even existed. I've never heard of it. And she lives in Utah. I didn't even know that black people lived in Utah. But apparently they do. So she's a Mormon, a black woman living in Utah. And they have her friends who are all white, also Mormon women, have a bridal shower for her. For her man. Her man is in California State Correctional Facility. Not for 4 years, not for 8 years. He's been in prison for 18 years. That's a whole lifespan of somebody. 18 years, that's a long time to be in prison. But anyway, so her friends who kind of know about it, they have a bridal shower for her. And of course her friends, even though they're Mormon and white, they're acting like any women who would find out about that their friend was doing this, and they kind of chastised her and made fun of her. They actually went in pretty deep for them to be Mormon women. I thought they would be a little nicer, but they kind of weren't. And she, Andrea was very upset, and she storms out, crying with her soon-to-be bride sash on as she walks down the street. So on this episode, she's still going through to meeting this guy. You find out that she has children, which is already scary, bringing home with somebody who's been in prison to your kids. Oh, that's really scary. But anyway, her friend comes over to help her kind of get her look together to go see him in prison and pick him up after 18 years. And her friend, she needs to hook her hair up. Her friend is white, and I'm assuming probably also Mormon, but is doing a black sewing, which really is what caught my attention. I didn't care nothing about their conversation, but watching this girl sew these tracks in, this white girl sew these tracks in and pull that string like she knew what she was doing, that was impressive. That girl needs a show. That was like really cool to me watching this girl do this, because I've never seen a white girl do a sewing like that. And again, we're in Utah. We're not in LA. We're not in Miami. We're not in New York. We are in Utah. So I guess white hairdressers out there have found a niche, and that's what they're doing. So she finally gets it together, and she looks pretty, but she's still kind of unsure about bringing this Mormon guy. I'm assuming this guy back to her house, because she does live a Mormon life. There's no alcohol, there's no coffee, there's no excess, and that's a hard transition to make. So she goes and gets him and picks him up. They get in the car, and she's overly amorous. I mean, she's very kissy, and she's groaning, and it's so gross. She's groaning and giggling as they're making out, and he's kind of, unsure. And it makes some people seem like he's not attracted to her. I don't think he's not attracted to her or not into her. I think it's just a huge adjustment from being in prison for 18 years and now you're out and now you're breathing fresh air and it's new to you. The problem that I think they're going to arise is that you're taking a guy who went into prison for gang violence and assault and battery and all this kind of stuff, and now you're making him live the Mormon lifestyle. That's not like coming out of regular prison. That's basically telling somebody, hey, here, a couple months ago, you used to eat cake and ice cream 24/7. You used to have soda all the time. You used to have pizza and everything. Oh, now we just want you to live as a vegan. You're a vegan now. That's a shock to anybody's system. And I get it, he's been in prison, so he hasn't had alcohol, he hasn't had drugs, he hasn't had anything like that, no excess. But still, that's still a huge shock. I mean, when you get out of prison, I'm assuming, I've never been, that you kind of want to have a good time and you want to experience a couple of things. You want to have a nice, relaxing cocktail. You want to, have a pizza and just, chill. And that's not where he's going. He's going to Utah. And again, I don't think there's a lot of black people in Utah. At least you don't have to worry about being in a gang. This is like some Mormon gang they got out there now that, nobody knows about. But it's just going to be a hard transition. And having him around the kids, I wouldn't have my kids around it. I wouldn't. But that's me. I also wouldn't date somebody who's been in prison for 18 years. I wouldn't date nobody who's been in prison for 4 years. I mean, I think my cutoff, if my husband had been in prison for a year, maybe. Anything after that, then we can't go together. I ain't got nothing to say to you, but that's me. So I'm not really sure about the couples. This is just like a first, time seeing them and seeing how they're going to be around each other. And it's a dicey situation to date somebody out of prison. Oh, there's another couple. Lizzie and this old man, Scott, he has no money, but managed to spend $1,500 to build her a wardrobe. And has been putting money on her books. And while she's been in prison, he has sent her $20,000 while she's been in prison. I'm not sure what you do with $20,000 in prison, but that sounds like good living if you can get it. But I already know that's going to be a horrible thing. No, she doesn't want you, Scott. I can see that. She just wants to come home to somewhere cushy where she can have money. She's already talking about having a fairy tale wedding. He drives a truck. Truck drivers aren't normally able to give fairy tale weddings. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but I think she's using him, and that's a damn shame. It really is a damn shame. But so those are the couples. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch this show every week, but I just thought it was interesting how this is on TV, but they'll put anything on TV at this point. Thank you, Kardashians, for ruining another thing. Anyway, so that's Love After Lockup. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'll watch it every weekend, but if I catch it, I'll definitely post a video about it. So enjoy the rest of your Saturdays, and I'll talk to you later.